Okay.
Being that sometimes.
Let's see here. Sorry, I was watching a video. Before that gets out of hand. Let's see. How do I see the chat? Okay, I'll be honest. Yeah. Hey, how's everybody doing? All right, so today I just decided to start by drawing just whatever. I drew this, like, I don't know, I thought this idea for, like, this business guy who's, like, really tiny, just has, like, the super, like, deadpan facial expression was funny. Just playing with some ideas like that. He's the size of a toddler, even though he's like 40 years old. It'd be funny if he had like really thick, prominent eyebrows. What's your guys' favorite Fruitiger era song? This looks so stupid. The big feet look kind of dumb. I'll just leave that there. There's another thing I wanted to draw. I wanted to draw like some art of Sonic. It sort of looks like just let's see. Let's start with one of him like landing from a fall. I think that'd be cool. you could probably put like a little bit more like movement and weight into this. Let's see. This might be the only way I could see the chat. This might be the only way I could see the chat. This might be the only way I could see the chat. This might be the only way I could see the chat. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever like streamed from my iPad. Should be landing with his toes. That foot's way too big. I think this could work. Yeah, there's something I really like about that Uokawa art style. Just like how like dynamic and like almost noodly it is. So what should the other arm be doing? Maybe something like that. Should we get this silhouette right? The app I'm using to stream this from, I think I made the leg a bit too long there. The app I'm using to stream this from is Streamlabs. If anybody knows like a way I can make it so that I can see my screen and see the chat at the same time, that'd be great. Speaking of which, let's check if anybody's... This might be the only way I can see the chat. Let's check if anybody's here yet. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever like streamed from my iPad. Not yet. Something I always like have an issue with whenever I draw Sonic, like doing like some weird crazy pose, is that it's kind of hard to like. All of the time, I find it hard to, I guess, keep the silhouette like as clear as it could be. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of parts that need to overlap, and I guess that wouldn't necessarily kill a pose. Like it wouldn't like keep a pose from having a strong silhouette, having some parts overlapped, as long as you make it overlap in the right way. Really, the thing you got to do whenever parts are overlapping is avoid tangents. It's like a big thing that I've seen a lot. Yeah, because tangents do look pretty ugly and do make it seem pretty artificial. Who's that one animator who's like made multiple animated films and like they actively try to have as many tangents as possible? They made that one movie, Wolf Walkers. Let's see. Another thing is to like get the right angle and proportions for the face. That's really important whenever you're drawing a character, is to get, or drawing anything really, is to make sure that the proportions are correct. Whenever I draw Sonic's eyes, I always try to get like a really sharp, like visor, not like sunglasses shape. I think of like the visor on a motorcycle helmet. I think that's a bit too much though. Did I make the nose too low? No, I think I just cramped too many like features too close together. Not enough negative space for it to easily read. Okay, that's a lot better. Like, if we're thinking about this three-dimensionally, the quill should like start, the Top's quill should start like right here. We could work with that. Should be landing with his toes. Hold on a second. I know my mom would probably probably want me to. Probably want me to send this to her. She likes watching my stuff, you know. Just give me a sec. Okay. Yeah, the best I think I could do is like see the chat. Oh hey, Mario and Sonic fan 2014 joined. Mario and Sonic 2014 fan joined. Hello, thank you for joining. You have any requests for what you want me to draw, let me know. You know, one thing I'm a little bit worried about whenever I draw Sonic is I don't think about like the shape of like the cuffs on his wrists and ankles are, but maybe I should. The problem I'm noticing with this is that I feel like the quills aren't as curved as they should be. I also think I made the fingers too thin on this hand. Okay. Probably too thin. Okay, I'll leave that. I'll move on from that from now. Oh, man, it would look so much better if I like put this bottom quill up here. All right. Like doing a kick. How about that? Drawing Sonic is making sure that like basically that you get this you get some variation of this shape for his head. There we go. Yeah, and another thing, his quill shouldn't be shaped like that. It should be shaped like that. It's like a It's like a fang or a talon shape. Also, that head's not looking super round. So, what are you guys gonna have for dinner today? Probably gonna go down to my local deli, get some fried chicken tenders, maybe some potato wedges. Ooh, yeah, that'd be good. Grab a soda. Or maybe go down to Burger King and get burger fries, some of their chicken fries. My mom asked, what character is this? Sonic. It's Sonic. It is Sonic. Don't doubt what he can do. Okay, and I'm gonna make his leg, and I guess also I should also make his torso a little bit thicker too. I make his leg and his torso a tad bit thicker, so it doesn't look like he's made out of linguine. Look like he's made out of spaghetti instead. Freaking love spaghetti. Spaghetti is one of my favorite foods. Like, if I could just, like, subsist off of one food for the rest of my life, I'm not entirely sure I'd pick spaghetti. That's a really weird looking curd. What in the world is that? But, you know, it would be up there. Yeah, Sonic doesn't really have knees and elbows. He has rubber hose limbs, so he doesn't he doesn't have visible joints. It's his limbs just kind of like bend. But like I still feel like you should have some kind of allusion to him having joints. This could be a pretty dang cool pose. I might, if this turns out good, I might do a little bit of like rendering on this. So, you know, I actually have tried a couple of streams where I'd stream myself playing a video game. I did a couple of streams where I streamed myself playing some FNAF games. That was fun, but not a whole lot of people watching. Some people did, and it was cool. It was fun. I do kind of want to do that again. Someone asked me what my favorite horror game is. I'm gonna say, oh, it's B3313, and they're gonna be like, what the frick is that? And I'm gonna be like, oh, well, you see, it's a ROM hack for Mario 64, and it makes it like all like weird and have like weird stuff happen, and there's like a creepy faceless Mario that's like an AI that's screwing everything up, and they're gonna be like, what the frick is this nerd talking about? Does he not know what a horror game is? Although I do actually have like a GameCube emulator, and I was thinking maybe I could try out Resident Evil. I've heard that those games get pretty good, so might give that a shot. I almost got Resident Evil and Silent Hill mixed up. Okay, yeah, not bad so far. It doesn't really look like Uwakawa's style, but like it is. Hey, so one more person showed up. I think this could work. Yeah, there's something I
Another
really
person
like
showed
about,
up.
Somebody
About
named
that
Mr.
Uwakawa art.
Somebody named Mr. Euphoria showed up. Said that they barely made it. Well, glad you did. Welcome aboard. You got any suggestions for what I should draw? Let me know. Also, my mom, who's in the chat right now, she suggested I draw a raptor. Like, asked if I've ever drawn a raptor. I think I have. It's been a while. That would be fun, though. I don't know. Maybe once I finish this drawing of Sonic, I'll some Frutiger Arrow music playing in the. I got some of that music playing in the background. I freaking love that aesthetic, but I don't know. I do feel like it's kind of gotten subject to product recently. Like there's it's so hard to find like just a Frutiger Arrow like aesthetic image that isn't like AI generated. Yeah, that's just the thing with AI, honestly. Like on the one hand, I think it's pretty lame that you just use AI to generate this image for you instead of making it yourself or using an image that somebody else made. It just doesn't. It just seems kind of pointless, and just seems kind of, I guess, lazy. You know, but like, I don't know. There's like some certain instances where I can, you know, sympathize with the use of AI art. Like I don't know, if you're like a Okay, so I'm gonna try something a little bit different for like his cuffs instead of just doing, you know, like this vaguely round lump on top of another lump. I'm gonna actually, let's see, do I let's Sonic. Do I have a good oh, here we go. It doesn't really show the glows very well. Darn it, do I not have like a good image of Sonic? Okay, hold on a second. Let me demonstrate what I'm talking about here. Let's see. Okay, this one's good. Is it though? This is like adventure era Uokawa Sonic. It's a little bit less refined than it would become. At least some of the, and then like and what that means basically is that some of the images are kind of inconsistent. So I don't know. As much as I love like these artworks, they're a little. I don't know if I use them for like specific shapes. What's an image that like? Oh, here we go. This one works. Yeah, his glove. On it, you could kind of like describe it better as just like a cylinder that's like it's folded in some way. So maybe instead of like lump on top of lump, I could just do like that and then add some like. Yeah, that does look better, doesn't it? Okay. And all right. I'm gonna check the chat again real quick. Just like how like dynamic and like almost okay, nothing new. Noodly it is. Hold on. So which of the other one are we doing? Maybe something like that. Okay. Mario and Sonic fan suggested I draw Sonic eating a piece of birthday cake since it's his birthday. Okay, you know what? Sure, why not? There's some sprinkles. What flavor birthday cake are you having, Mario and Sonic fan? Last time I had a birthday, I had a chocolate cake. There. Hold on. There you go. Happy birthday, Mario and Sonic fan. Thanks for subscribing. Okay, back to Sonic. Let's see. Oh yeah, I also played Sonic Heroes on that GameCube emulator, and I don't know. I'm kind of mixed about that game. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not really mixed. That game leaves a lot to be desired. It's really janky. The level design's kind of repetitive. I guess I can forgive it for being janky because, like, you know, the Sonic Adventure games are my favorite games in the whole franchise, and they're like equally janky. But I don't know, my problem is more that the level design is kind of repetitive, and the switching, like the mechanic of switching between Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. The actual game, like like what the game is like you're doing your typical 3D Sonic platforming for a few seconds at a time, and it's great. And then you get to like a really high up ledge, and you have to switch to Tails to fly up to the ledge. Yeah, I mean, like, the game, I don't know if I would call that game bad. It's okay. It's just, like, I really just think it would have been better. It's just like a straightforward Sonic Adventure 2 sequel, like a sequel to Sonic Adventure 2, than like going with its Heroes gimmick. Yeah, I feel like Sonic Heroes is around the time Sonic kind of entered the dark era. Like, that was around the time the games became, like, didn't have as much quality control, and like they kind of started relying too much on like fads and gimmicks. Like, what if we made a game about Shadow, where Shadow has a gun and rides a motorcycle, even though that's really stupid because he would never need to do that. Oh, and he's also morally ambiguous now, so just forget his character arc in the original, in Sonic Adventure 2, I guess. What if Sonic was in Arthurian legend and had a sword? That'd be cool. Like, just make a good 3D platformer. Like, I would say it's not that hard. It is that hard, but like, just quit it with like the gimmicks and like trying to just catch people's attention with like the next like new ridiculous thing. Just make a freaking Sonic game, for the love. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like some of the games from that era. Like, I think Sonic Riders is pretty dang cool. I think that's a perfectly competent racing game. I like that game. I haven't played the original Sonic 06, but I'm willing to assume it's probably not that good, all things considered. Project 06, on the other hand, is phenomenal. That is a very good game, Project 06. Let's see. Oh yeah, Sonic Rush came out around that time. That game was good. So did the Sonic Advance games, I think. Those games are fine. At least I heard that the first and third one are fine. I heard that the second one isn't as good. Oh yeah, Sonic Rush Adventure. I haven't played that one, but I can't imagine it's that different from Sonic Rush. Okay, it's not really all that interesting. It's pretty simple. It's basically just the parts where you're playing as Sonic and doing like 3D Sonic platforming. That part is great. I have no issues with that part. I really like that part. The part where you're the werehog and you have to do flipping hack and slash segments with really slow, methodical platforming. No. You know, that's really the biggest flaw of even the best 3D Sonic games is, like, the part where you're playing as Sonic is great. It's perfectly fine. But, like, you spend the majority of the game not playing as Sonic. And that's not an issue of having multiple playable characters. That's an issue of having multiple wildly different play styles in the same game. Like, I really like the adventure games, but honestly, Tails' stages and Knuckles' stages, like the treasure hunting stages and the Tails stages in Sonic Adventure 1, I think they're fine. Tails is pretty similar to Sonic's, honestly. It's not as good because you're not as fast and you don't have the spin. You can't just like screw around with the spin dash. But, you know, it's okay. Knuckles, I actually like the treasure hunting stages, but I can understand why some people hate them because it's just so different from like the part of the game that they came for that they actually like. The mech stages in SA2, and plus I just think I do kind of prefer how he could like feasibly be able to keep up with Sonic and Knuckles, who are both really powerful within the power scaling. So I think it makes more sense to have him in a mech, like using his technology to help himself keep up. Should we get this silhouette right? Let's see. Art House of Dank asks, how did I get into Sonic? I was just always exposed to it as a kid. Let's see, when I was really young, my mom had Sonic CD on her phone. I really liked watching the opening intro of Sonic CD when I was younger, because it's cool as frick. It's cool as frick. Let's see. Then I got into Dog on Netflix. I watched that a lot as a kid, too. And Sonic Underground. I also watched a lot of Sonic Underground. Dude, that show is so weird. Let's see. I also had Sonic Colors on my Wii and Sonic Generations. Sonic Generations, I do really like that game. I really like Sonic Generations. I just wish it had its own original levels and a cooler story. Like, I feel like Sonic Generations, like, it had, like, the alternate character other than the 3D Sonic, or partially 3D Sonic, because he was still 2D half the time. But, you know, honestly, it being classic Sonic is fine, I guess, because, I mean, it's still Sonic, it's just, like, a different version of Sonic. And, like, that's kind of what they did in Shadow Generations 2, where it was, like, you have the 3D level. That's like the main course, and then you have like a little dessert, I guess, of a 2D level. That's also fine. I'm okay with that formula. It's not my favorite formula. What I would much prefer is if it was just like the Sonic Adventure formula, where it's just, but like without the other character, like without the other play styles. Like it's just it's basically, I would just wish we could get a game that's just Sonic Adventure speed stages the whole entire time. That would be perfect. That'd be like the best Sonic game in my opinion, but yeah. But you know, like what they're doing now is okay. Honestly, I'm not super into a lot of like more modern Sonic stuff. I don't like that as much as the older stuff, but I am willing to keep my mind open to the next Sonic game that's coming out eventually. Because like surely they're going to do something eventually. Because, you know, I do think that Shadow Generations was a good game. I think, yeah, mainly just because Shadow Generations was a good game. I think that segment had good level design. It had some room for improvement. I thought the physics were kind of stiff. And, like, they were, like, I still do think they're, like, stuck in the hole. Like, they've dug themselves a hole of, like, using automation too much, but, you know, I guess not everyone's gonna, like, be super into... Like, I guess not everyone's going to be super into dealing with all the jank that would come with not using automation as much. But, yeah. Shadow Generations had good level design, and, like, overall... So, yeah, I'm willing to be excited for the next Sonic game. Somewhat excited. My mom just asked, how did Sonic become such a beloved character? Mario was like the standard option. He was like the happy-go-lucky, safe, kid-friendly mascot character. But Sonic, he had a little bit more personality. He was a little bit snarky and edgy. He'd make fun of the bad guys, like in the same way Spider-Man would. He'd like, like in the original Sonic games, in like the classic Sonic games. I mean, that, and also like the classic Sonic games were just really cool, because it was just like really technically impressive. Of like, you could just go so fast and just like, and it was and like it was just like this really crazy physics engine where the character was just really, really fast, and that was just like really cool to see and like really fun to mess around with. But, you know, in a kind of a weird way, they did end up holding Sonic back a little bit, because when Mario, since Mario is a much simpler character to like design a game around, for the most part, Nintendo was able to make a 3D game first in Mario 64, which came out 2 years before Sonic Adventure did. So that was kind of like that kind of like made people think, Sega's, they're just late to the party. They weren't able to do it before Nintendo was, and that kind of like led to Sega dropping out of the console market. Like, even though Sonic Adventure was a very well-received game at first launch, and is still regarded as one of the best Sonic games, I guess it just wasn't able to come there in time to show off to everybody like Mario 64 was. Kind of makes me interested in like an alternate history where like Sega was somehow able to figure out 3D Sonic before Nintendo was able to do 3D Mario, and like Sega ended up staying in the console market for a while. I mean, it's not to say that Sonic is like unsuccessful, because he is. I mean, definitely now more Sonics recently, in terms of being well received. In fact, I think like the past, I'm sure there are plenty of other game franchises that would kill for numbers like that, but it's still pretty obvious that Mario is the one is like at the top of the food chain when it comes to like that genre of gaming. Okay, Mr. Euphoria asks, have I ever played really fun to play, really, really nice polished visuals with like this really cool like stylized classic aesthetic? I just wish it had some levels. Like, it has like that one level at the start. Then again, what Sonic fan game does get finished? They kind of just get like stuck in this limbo of at the absolute best having like 1, 2, maybe 3 levels, and then just disappearing off the face of the planet until another one that's pretty much the same anyways takes its place. Like, it's not to say that they're bad games. They're not. It's more to say that like it's clearly not made by a professional studio with all the resources in the world. Still, though, it is really impressive that like just some kid on Unreal Engine on his PC made that, and it's as good as it is. I guess there are a couple of Sonic fan games I did end up finished. I think, what was that one? Was it called Sonic Expedition? I think. Might be what I'm thinking of, mostly. But, See, is that the one I'm thinking of? Hold on a sec. Let's see. Sonic Expedition. Oh, no. That one's on... That's the one on Roblox. What was it? Whatever. Some of them do get finished. Like, Sonic, take the classic Sonic games and just, as accurately as possible, translate that into a 3D environment. And, you know, that's fine. But... I don't know, I just feel like... Just giving Sonic that few mechanics. Like, all he has is running, his spin dash, rolling, I guess that technically counts, his jump, and then an air dash. And that's it. Like, there's so much more you could do than just that to, like, translate classic Sonic into 3D. Like look at what Mario 64 did. They did with the Sonic fan game that I created, Sonic Aereo, on your PS4. I think I probably should have drawn the nose first. Is, like, just give Sonic, like, a really, like, fleshed out, versatile movement system. Like the same way Mario has in Mario 64. I guess I just really, really like games that, like, just give you, like, a ton of crazy, like, movement options to play with. Like, actually, this one, indie game that I found recently that does an excellent job at that is called, dang, what is it called? What was it? Dark. What was it? There's Night something. It's not Hollow Knight, and it's not Shovel Knight. It was Night something. Moon Knight, like Shadow Knight, something like that. And it has this, like, really, really cool, like, movement system and combat system where you can just, like, you can basically just, like, juggle objects and enemies and just, like, throw them around, and you can, like, chain together all sorts of... You have to, like, chain together all sorts of combos to survive. It's really cool. But yeah, I've always wanted a Sonic game that did stuff like that, like, gave Sonic, like, all these crazy abilities that you can mess around with, and you can just, like, fling him around all over the place. Like, Mario 64 on 10 times speed is what I'm asking for. That's kind of what I was going for with Sonic Aereo. I think I did a pretty good job with that game, honestly. But it's not really, like, a level... It's not your typical Sonic game. It's, like, a smaller mini-game type thing that's more score-based. It's kind of, like, arcadey, you know? So maybe I should, like, try my hand at, like, something more level-based. Of course, then I'd have to figure out how to do checkpoints, and it might be beyond my capabilities. The app I'm using to stream this from... The app a place I've always wanted to go out and see. Good question. I don't know, just, like, anywhere that's, like, just super, like, grassy and tropical, or it would also be cool to, like, go to, like, a rainforest that has, like, those, like, ancient Mayan temples in it, or go to, like, Scotland and see, like, a real-life castle. That'd be really cool. Or go to Rome and see the Roman Colosseums. That's a good question. But New York City, how's that? I visited New York City one time, like, with my parents. It was, like, a thing for, like, a school extracurricular. And it was a fun trip, don't get me wrong. And seeing the Statue of Liberty was so freaking cool. But gosh dang it, like, going from living in, like, a nice little rural town in Utah to staying in New York City, and, like, the giant advertisements on the buildings, yeah, it was a culture shock, to say the least. Let's make the mouth a bit bigger here so we have room for his smile. For his big, huge Nike's logo looking smile. I don't know. What's your guys' favorite Sonic game? I want to know what your guys' favorite Sonic game is. I saw one person in there say that they liked Shadow the Hedgehog, Shadow 05, but that they are biased. Well, I mean, if you really like Shadow and Shadow's your favorite character, sure. I don't really mess with Shadow a whole lot. I can understand why he's one of the most popular characters. He just doesn't really resonate with me. I don't know why. For some reason, Sonic's just always been like, I don't know. Shadow to me has always just seemed like Sonic, but not as fun for whatever reason. Still, I can still like respect his character for like the interesting origin story he has. And I mean, never let it be said that he doesn't have a lot of aura at times. Lines around the pose a bit. Amazing to stream this from is Streamlabs. Okay, Mario and Sonic fans said that after I finished drawing. In fact, let me make like a little list of stuff to draw. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I could just keep adding that to the list, and if I get to it, I'll get to it. It's his favorite Sonic game. Good opinion, good taste you got there, because that game frickin' rules. I love that game. That's one of the best Sonic games. Really good, tight platforming. Really, really nice environment design and sprite art. I really like that it has like a very like subtle like storytelling element to it. It introduces Knuckles, who's one of my favorite characters, so big props for that. Like also the scope of like Eggman's plan is really cool. Is like feels like really big, like him like rebuilding the Death Egg and like stealing an ancient like super powerful gem that's like a super Chaos Emerald to power it. Also, that game has Hypersonic in it, which is pretty sick. Yeah, I beat Sonic 3 a couple. I'm surprised Sega like still tried to make those the same game. They had like some software with the Sega Genesis where like you would have 2 cartridges, you'd have some that turned out. Also, I really like Sonic CD game, and like the sprite art and the music and the atmosphere is just so perfect. It's amazing. That has like some of the best sprite art I've ever seen in any video game, if I'm being honest. Also, it has the Sonic CD intro, which is a massive plus. Okay. Yeah, okay, this looks pretty cool. I think maybe his eye needs to be a little bit bigger. Maybe make it like that, but like I want to have him looking up so it doesn't look as aimless. Or maybe he's like looking to the left. I guess it looks fine. I don't know. It just looks kind of cooler if his eye is like. I guess it would look the best if his eye is like that. Nah, that doesn't look as good. Yeah, okay. We should probably just leave it like that. Okay, I'm gonna color him real quick and then I'll move on to the next one. Let's see. I usually like to draw Sonic with like a very dark and saturated blue. That actually comes from let's see, SA2 Sonic model. From the Sonic model of SA2. I really love that model so much. It looks so cool. Like I just really like how dark and like strong the blue is. And I just feel like that makes it contrast better with like the peach color of his secondary fur color and like the bright red of his shoes. Also, the soap shoes just generally look pretty cool. It always kind of cracks me up that the only reason people like know what soap as a shoe brand is nowadays is because of that one brand deal they did with Sega way back in the early 2000s. For those that don't know, originally Sonic was which looked like this, but they also implemented a mechanic where Sonic can grind on rails of the franchise, even long after the soap shoes were gone. All right. Anyways, I wonder if I could get away with just using the fill tool here. A creator an artist, I guess I could say, that I do like and respect a lot. Danny Antonucci, he's the creator of one of my favorite cartoons ever, Ed, Edd and Eddy. He is that cartoon is famous for being one of the last major television series to use actual pen and paper cell animation as opposed to digital animation. And that's because the creator was very strongly against digital animation. And so, I don't know, if ever I draw, Ed, Edd and Eddy fan art, on my iPad and it's digital, I always, feel kind of bad. Because, I can just, because I can imagine he would hate that, seeing his characters drawn in digital instead of traditional. I don't know why. That just came up because I was thinking about using the fill tool. Using the fill tool like a talentless hack instead of just coloring it in like a real artist. Man, what am I? Let me check the chat again. If anybody knows a way I can make it so that I can see my screen and see the chat at the same time, that'd be great. Speaking of which, let's check if anybody's... This might be the only way. Art House of Dank says they used to play Sonic Dash. Somebody else said that they're starting digital art today, and they drew something for Sonic's 35th anniversary. You can go ahead and post that in the chat if you want, that artwork. I wouldn't mind that. Something I kind of like to do sometimes whenever I'm drawing Sonic is instead of drawing his gloves white, I guess coloring his gloves white, I like to make them yellow. I like that because that kind of gives a little bit more of a ruggedness to him. It makes his gloves look a little bit more dirty, a little less pristine, and more like he's been wearing them for a long time and he's been out in the wilderness using them for a long time. Also, I don't know what it is about yellow gloves, but yellow gloves kind of give that feel of classic golden era cartoons like Looney Tunes and stuff for some reason. I don't know why, but I do have a strong appreciation for that era of cartoons, so I'm down for some yellow gloves. I do kind of feel like yellow gloves work best on Sonic more than any other Sonic character, really. Maybe Knuckles, though. I guess maybe Knuckles could also have yellow gloves for similar reasons. But, I never draw Tails with yellow gloves. So, let's see. Let's check if anybody's here yet. Yeah, this is first time I ever like streamed from my iPad. Okay, so Art House of Dank sent a $. I'm not sure what that means. I don't think this video could be monetized because of the music in the background, and I didn't expect it to be. But I don't know, maybe I could, like, as like an extra source of income, of that. I don't know. I don't know if I like post content regularly enough to you know, to like expect them to do that. Like, honestly, just like watching my video and leaving a comment is probably like the best thing they could do for me, in all honesty. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty cool. All right, I've been on that for a little while, so let's move on to some FNAF stuff. Let's draw Springtrap. Okay, let's see. Do I have a good reference image of Springy Boy? Of good old English Willy. Here we go. I always come back. You might not recognize me at first, but I can assure you, it's still me. Kinda thought you'd put up more of a fight. Pathetic. Okay, we're going from a very, like, cartoony and stylized character to a character that's a little bit more, like, grungy, a little more, I don't know what the right word is. I wouldn't say more realistic, because he's really not, but more... not yet. Okay, Blue Jay says he doesn't know how to show his drawings on you. Let's see, what should I... Through event? Let's draw him crawling through event. So, let's see, events are more like... Thinking about, like, the events in FNAF 3. I've never actually played FNAF 3, now that I think about it. Well, okay, that's not true. I've played the really crappy, like, browser version that you can find on those, like, bootleg websites that have, like, every like thing that gets popular on the internet from the past 10 years. I played that version of FNAF 3. Not sure if that counts. I did like it, though. I've only ever played FNAF 1 and 2. I do want to play FNAF 3, though. That has been, like, you know, on my radar for a while. You know, I'm not sure I want to play all the FNAF games up to Sister Location. Like, I want to play FNAF 4, but I'm not sure I want to play Sister Location, because Sister Location really feels like just from you watching it, it doesn't seem to have as much of a focus on gameplay. And the gameplay it does have seems pretty hard. Like, not hard in the way that the other FNAF games are, where they ease you into it. Like, it just, like, unapproachably hard, I guess. Or less approachably hard. And, like, also, it's just, like, way more sci-fi than FNAF ever was, and I don't really like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a cool game in its own right. Just doesn't really seem like the experience I'd want out of a FNAF game. In fact, I think I remember Scott Cawthon himself saying in, like, one of the Doggo interviews that part of the reason why he wanted to make FNAF 6 was because he felt that Sister Location was way too sci-fi. Yeah, I'd be willing to play FNAF 6, though. That game seems pretty fun. Yeah, I feel like FNAF is kind of like this weird... Like, it's just barely not quite sci-fi to be considered sci-fi. Like, it has some unrealistic technology with its walking animatronics and its, like, giant closing hydraulic doors, and it's, like, you have... Guess that's fair for FNAF 3, though. You know, ironically, when you think about it, FNAF 4 would be the most grounded and realistic FNAF game, because all that happens in a dream, so anything goes, pretty much. Okay, and he's like, I want it to look like he's emerging from like a void or an abyss. What do you guys think? What's your favorite FNAF game? Alright, Mario and Sonic fan says that FNAF 2 is the best FNAF game, no counter arguments. I won't fight you there. Personally, I really do like FNAF 2. Like, oh my gosh, the animatronic designs in FNAF 2 are so good. The death mini games are awesome. I love the death mini games. I just really like, there's just so much iconic stuff from FNAF 2. Like, the hallway ambience, the Foxy jump play. Something about it just isn't quite there. Like, it's either that, like, the animatronics are too complicated, or... You know, I really think what it is, is that it just gets sort of repetitive. Like, really, in FNAF 2, like, at some point, the game just kind of becomes, okay, this is just me personally. I would make it so that the puppet box either is not present or is not as demanding. I'd make it so that the mask takes away some kind of resource, so that it's more about resource management. I'd make it so that you have to use the cameras in order to, like, actually, like, play the game, because, like, the cameras are kind of useless in that game. Like, even in FNAF 1, 11, where the puppet box is, and I don't really like that, because I think one of my favorite parts of the FNAF games is exploring the cameras and just taking in the atmosphere of this, like, super decrepit, abandoned pizzeria that clearly used to be, like, kid-friendly and nice at some point, but over time has been, like, degraded and corrupted into, like, this really scary, haunted place. But you don't really get to do that as much in FNAF 2 because you're always either wearing the mask, flashing the hallway, or winding the stupid puppet box. You know what I would do is make it so that the puppet box doesn't take anywhere near as long to wind down, and make it so that the puppet box is, like, in a different camera each night. I don't know how that could work in lore. Just Springtrap is in FNAF 3, or, like, Freddy is in FNAF 1. Yeah, I really like FNAF 2. I just wish its gameplay was a little less... was a little bit more well thought out. Had a more of a focus on resource management, and was based more on, like, strategy and paying attention to the animatronics' behavior, and less on just being, like, just reaction time, pretty much. Funny story about FNAF 2. Like, this really sells to me how much harder FNAF 2 is than FNAF 1. When I was playing FNAF 2 for the first time, I got stuck on Night 6 for so dadgum long. And at some point, I just, like, in frustration thought, man, is Night 6 on FNAF 1 this hard? Because I hadn't beaten Night 6 on FNAF 1 yet. So I took a break from FNAF 2, got on FNAF 1, tried Night 6, and beat... I just think that's really funny. What do you know? Mr. Euphoria also thinks FNAF 2 is the best FNAF game. Mr. Euphoria also thinks FNAF 2 is the best FNAF game. Art House of Dank thinks FNAF 6 is the best FNAF game. Honestly, fair enough with FNAF 2 being, like, one of the more popular ones. I mean, that's not just a FNAF 2, is in every aspect but the gameplay. I haven't played Pizza Sim, FNAF 6, so I don't really know how good, that game is, but I think I would like it. I'd at least like the Tycoon segments, anyways. Okay, now time to draw Spring Boy crawling through our sewers like the nasty little guy he is. I mean, crawling through the vents. Crawling through... He looks like the kind of guy that would crawl through sewers, though. I mean, he looks like he's been through a sewer, let's be honest. So, I want to know, Art House of Dank, why is FNAF 6 the best FNAF game? Something I always, like, have an issue with whenever I... while I'm waiting to see his chat, me personally... I would say, like, yeah, FNAF 2, everything but the gameplay is the best. But gameplay-wise, bitch is better. Because, you know, FNAF 2, like, it's... Like, you know, it's more focused on resource management. It's not, like, so... like, chaotic and... It's not so chaotic that it completely loses all of its... That it, like, completely loses its, like, intended gameplay loop. It's, And like, even then, like, still, FNAF 1, I mean, it's FNAF 1, it's still, like, got, like, pretty much everything that makes FNAF so cool. It seems that most FNAF fans nowadays are dissatisfied with, recent FNAF games. And I can agree with that. Like, oh, you're a kid that ended up in a giant, Freddy Fazbear Pizza Mall, and the animatronics are getting, like their AI corrupted, and that's what's turning them evil. And there's, like, this security guard lady who's actually, like, maybe the bad guy, but no, it's actually just William. And after, like, I don't know, I think some people even go as far to say that Security Breach takes place 100 years after FNAF 1, which would explain the more advanced technology. Secret of the Mimic looks kind of cool, though. That's not, like, that still has some, like, overly sci-fi that they're trying to look like uncanny, like mascot suits again. The Mimic is also a cool villain antagonist, and I do like the story behind it. And I also do think that, like, the White Tiger segment is pretty cool, like, calling back to... It kind of... I feel like that was kind of meant to call back to, you know, like, how the animatronics were haunted in FNAF 1. But still... Like, even then, like, still, there's, like... You know, it just kind of feels like there's just still something different, something that's missing. I do feel like there are a lot of FNAF fan games that capture, like, the same, that capture, like, the kind of vibe that FNAF should have. Like, one fan game that I played recently that I think is quite good is Night X. Like, that has a really awesome atmosphere, and has really good, like, FNAF gameplay. Yeah, let's maybe have this arm. Here. Go up here and be a little bit more foreshortened so it's a little more out of the way. Yeah, that looks better. Sonic, like, doing, like, some comments weird, in a while, I guess. That it's kind of hard to, like... Alright, all of the time... His head a little bit too small. There we go. You know, Springtrap kind of makes me think what would have, like, if Scott ever did try including, like, actual 3D modeled human characters in the FNAF games. I wonder what, it kind of makes me wonder what they would have looked like. I know Scott didn't want to do that because he isn't very good at making human character models. You know, personally, upon seeing his human character models, I personally think that the problem isn't necessarily that he's bad at making human character models, because I think the models themselves look alright most of the time. I think what his problem is that he's not as good at animating, like, living things. He's good at animating robots, but he's not as good at animating living things. And I mean, even then, like, you barely ever see animatronics move in FNAF. The only time you see them move is in the jump scares and, like, a few select instances outside of that. Yeah, that's why I don't really like it whenever there's a FNAF fan game that tries to make it realistic. Like, FNAF never looked realistic. It looks like a old 90s PC game that maybe didn't have super advanced rendering technology and was a little bit limited in the animation. And that, you know, that kind of made it stand out. And it, you know, it kind of fit its like you know, it's like 80s, 90s setting that it's supposed to have. Okay, this is looking pretty good so far. I think I want to make Springtrap a little bit further down in the vent. Yeah. Oh yeah, that look. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be posting some of these drawings on my DeviantArt page. I should probably also post it on my Instagram too. I should make a post linking those in case any of you guys want to check those out. Okay, that left ear kind of covers up, like that kind of... that probably won't confuse the silhouette too much. That'll probably be fine. Alright, let's see here. Okay, whenever I draw Springtrap, I always like to give him, like... I always like to exaggerate the mouth, the sort of, I guess, evil smile he kind of has. And, like, give him, like eyes that look like he has, like, a very furrowed brow. It doesn't, like, realistically, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but... I personally really like that. I like doing that because it makes him look a lot more evil. And I think the thing that, like, makes Springtrap stand out from the other animatronics for me, and, like, makes him, like, in a way, like kind of elevates him above, like, just, like, the average animatronic, is that he's not just... Like, the other animatronics might be dangerous, but Springtrap is straight up evil. Like, the other animatronics, they're trying to kill you, sure, but you kind of get the sense that they're not fully aware, But Springtrap, I think the idea that he is very aware of what he's doing is, like, just makes him a lot scarier. And I mean, I think that's supposed to be, like, the canon for his character, because, like, he doesn't just book it towards your office like the other animatronics do. Now, he's, like, sneaking around in the dark and, like, hiding and, like, trying to be stealthy and all that. And it also does make sense, because this isn't, like, a scared little kid puppeting a giant robot suit. This is a super intelligent serial killer, a zombie of a super intelligent serial killer wearing, or fused with, I guess, a robot suit. So yeah, him being more expressive and, like, more human-like. Like, I'm actually kind of working on a FNAF fan game myself. And like, I really like the idea, and I'm like, one of the things I'm thinking of is Springtrap being, like, a final boss, so to speak, of, like, a final, like, super hard night. And I really like the idea of, like, the other animatronics. They're like just these big, like, almost, like, lifeless feeling machines. they're just like lumbering around the pizzeria, just like staring into the void at all times. But then Springtrap comes in, and he has these eyes that are wide open and narrowed into like this malicious intent, and he's just like peering at you with these like insane, like crazy person serial killer eyes, and he has like this towards you. And I kind of had this idea where like maybe when he finally gets to your office and jump scares you, he doesn't roar in your face and then bite your head off. He laughs maniacally and then like stabs you with a knife or something like that. I find it hard to, I guess, keep the silhouette like as clear as it could be. Mario and Sonic fans say Springtrap and Foxy are the two coolest FNAF characters. Yeah, I agree. I fully agree with that. Yeah, Springtrap is my favorite of like I guess you could call them the like miscellaneous animatronics. But like amongst like the core four and their variations, Foxy is easily my favorite. And that's not just, and I always, like even when I was a kid and I was like watching, like way back in 2014, and I was watching those like dumb like FNAF SFM animations or whatever, and like watching like the dumb like AMVs with like the fan art and like the music by OMFG. I always just really liked Foxy for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it was because I had like a thing for foxes or something. I still kind of do. I think I really like foxes, but like I don't know, just something about him. I just really liked him for some reason. I don't know. Maybe like I feel like a big part of it is that he just really feels like he stands out from the other animatronics. Like he doesn't just have like a very, and he like has his own like little corner and like a unique gameplay mechanic. Yeah. Also, his like base design. I mean, like, come on, he's a pirate fox. Like that's the coolest thing ever. You know, something I think is really funny is that most of the time, whenever people draw Foxy, they always draw him like very like lean and like athletic looking. Like even I always draw him like with very broad shoulders and like a flat stomach. But like I don't know, I feel like that wasn't really the intention for what his body type was supposed to look like. A bit of a stomach, I guess. But you know, that's not as fun. That's not as fun. He needs to be like super shredded and have 6-pack abs. You know, I kind of draw Springtrap that way too sometimes. I like draw him with like really broad shoulders. I think actually what I got that from is Cosperry's version of Springtrap. Like his design of Springtrap where he's like got this like, he's got like this like he's got like these huge shoulders and like this huge chest and he's like super jacked for some reason. I don't know. I really like that design for Springtrap. Actually, I really like all of Cosperry's designs for everything he draws. That he is easily one of my favorite artists on DeviantArt. You know, on that topic, as weird as this sounds, I actually kind of wish that the FNAF movies were better written, for one thing. And also, like, animated. Because, I mean, as much as live action is the obvious choice, and as cool as it is to see, like, all the practical effects they did for the animatronics, like, them just being live action just doesn't have the same... Like, they just don't have the same energy to them, you know? Like, I just feel like there's really not as much that you can do with them. Like, it makes their movements look kind of goofy a lot of the time. Especially when they have, like human-esque facial expressions. Like, that looks really goofy. And I feel like the thing that really tipped me off to it is in FNAF 2, where Mike almost gets jump-scared by Withered Foxy. And, like, Withered Foxy, arguably the most iconic FNAF jump scare, and the coolest, in my opinion, where he... I don't know, I just feel like if the FNAF movies were, like, animated, it just would have worked a lot better. They could have even like made it look a little bit like an early CG movie, kind of like the first and second Toy Story looked. So it could have been like a neat callback to how like the actual like original FNAF games looked. Also, another option that I think would have been cool and worked very well would have been stop motion. I'm just thinking, like, what if the people that made Coraline or Paranorman made a FNAF movie? That'd be sick. That'd be super sick. Okay, something I usually don't like whenever about drawing Springtrap is that a big part of his design is that he has like all these like tears and rips, and it's kind of complicated. I've tried in the past to make more simplified, minimalistic Springtrap designs that are like more cartoony and stylized, but I don't know, they just don't really work. Like I was just never able to make him look evil enough. Like, okay, I've been having, in the past I've had trouble drawing Springtrap because I couldn't get him to look right. I just couldn't get him to look the way I wanted him to. And that's because I was trying way too hard to make him clearly be like, oh, this is a stylized, like, cartoon version of the original Springtrap. When what I just wanted to do was just make him look as evil as possible. And that's what I'm doing here. And yeah, looking back at it, now that I realize that all like the drawings and like designs of Springtrap I've made, like all the ways that they've worked, like all the reasons that I've liked them, like the reason that I like them is because they make him look evil. Let me check the chat. I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot of parts that need to overlap. Okay. I could probably just be lazy and just like reuse this, just like... Yeah, I could just use that. Do a couple of shading things here and there. Okay, after this... I do think it'd be fun to do what my mom suggested a while back and like try drawing a raptor character. Man, I'm hungry. After the stream is done, I need to go like eat something somewhere. I'm hungry. I hunger and must feed. Helpful hardware, folks. Sorry, there was an Ace ad going on in the background. Okay, So, Springtrap. What do you guys think is the best Springtrap design? Me personally, you really can't go wrong with the original one from FNAF 3. I mean, I also do think that I can't talk. I also do think that the Dead by Daylight model is cool. That's like a cool adaptation into like the more realistic art style. And it still looks like Springtrap enough, but I still just prefer the original one for some reason. Ooh, also, the Springtrap from the fan game Bite by Night also looks really sick. I really like that one. Like, makes him look like way bigger and more like muscular-ish. Like bigger, like more like lumbering and intimidating, and also like gives him like this cool like metallic spine that you see whenever you're playing him. And it's such a shame that game got taken down. That was a good game. But yeah, you really can't go wrong with the original Springtrap. I do like shouldn't have been in Security Breach, honestly. Like, Afton died in Pizzeria Sim, and that's fine, okay? You don't, like, yeah, I know he always comes back, but he doesn't have to. Twice is plenty. I don't know, are there any good, like, fan-made Springtrap designs? I mean, I guess this is a bit... No, there wouldn't be, like, flesh up there. I guess, I could say that I do quite like my own Springtrap designs, but... And I guess that wouldn't necessarily kill a pose. Like, it wouldn't. M&S fan says that Dead by Daylight Springtrap and original Springtrap are his favorite. I agree. Man, you have to have like a take that I disagree with, dude. I can't just be agreeing with you this whole time. I need to have a reason to call you an absolute goober and tell you I need to have a reason to call you an absolute goober and tell you that you're banned like queso. But yeah, are there any good like fan-made Springtrap designs that you guys think are the best like Springtrap design? The only one I can think of right now is actually really like it all that much. I don't know why. Maybe because it doesn't feel evil enough. Yeah, that's probably it now that I think about it. I think Scraptrap could have been a cool design, but he just looks so goofy. He looks so much smaller than the original Springtrap. Like, he only has one arm, so he just feels like less intimidating and powerful. Yeah, that's pretty much the main criticisms. He feels less intimidating and powerful. He looks goofy because he's got these big dumb buck teeth and this big arse Jimmy Neutron looking forehead. Okay, this is looking pretty creepy. I think I could put some really dark shading on this, and this would look like genuinely scary. You can't give up now, sit down, you could never leave. Not with Afton pulling at the strings. Ventilation is starting to run low. I'm creeping near, better cue your audio. You are working graveyard trying to make your greens. I'm a murderer, but trying to make a scene. You could not escape me, so don't even try. Now I'm at your door, say goodbye. Hold on, here's another thing I want to do. Have, like, the evil, like... There. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, okay, that's perfect. I've heard some people say that FNAF 3 is actually the best FNAF game. Some people have said FNAF 4 just like because of its pure gameplay. I guess I won't know until I play them. I am excited to play them though. Man, I really do like classic FNAF. Like classic like pre-sister location FNAF. That's like peak FNAF in my opinion. You know, I actually am glad, now that I think about it, that I'm making a... And I'm in the process of making a FNAF game. Because and the reason I say that is because a long time ago, I made this really sick Springtrap model. I put a lot of effort into it, and it looks really, really good. And I just haven't had to use it for anything. But now I can use it for this. What are some other Springtrap quotes I can do? Oh, I know. I hate you. I've always hated you. How I used to miss the way you would cry when I screamed at you. I'm going to get out. It's going to get so much worse. I'm going to find you. Fire nights, night innocent eyes I took before their time. It's alright, I'll be fine, even though they've died. A part of them survive, don't make them unalive. It's alright, I'll be fine, safe inside. I think generally my favorite like subsection of animatronics might be it's either the nightmares or the wizards, because like I feel like the wizards are like the most like well thought out. Like each one has like their own like distinctive features, and like they just like portray, like they just embody like the concept, like the core concept of FNAF so well. The idea of a piece of like something that was once kid friendly and nice and safe, like just like becoming corrupted into like this like terrifying, haunted, dangerous thing. I mean, I guess Springtrap also works as a design because he also embodies that really well. He might embody that even better than the Wizards because he's like the serial killer that caused all of that to happen in the first place. Like, keep a pose from having a strong silhouette, having some parts overlapped, as long as you make it overlap in the right way. Really, the thing you gotta do whenever parts are overlapping is avoid tangents. MMS fan asked, like a big what do I think the best FNAF song is? That's a tough one. Some of my favorites are Stuck Inside, Got No Time, and okay, I mean even like just like the original quadrilogy of FNAF game songs, I just think are really good. I guess the sister location one, I don't like I Can't Fix You that much, honestly. Like, I don't know why. It just, I just don't like that one as much. I do like, I forgot the name of it, the one that goes like, join the animatronic family, but been real soon. Try your best to hold on to sanity. But, yeah, let's see. FNAF 1 song is great. The FNAF 2 song is also great. I don't think I like it as much. Like, I kind of feel like Die in a Fire and Have Been So Long. Like, those are both great songs, but I'm not sure I like them as much as, like, just the FNAF 1 song. But I really like I Got No Time and Stuck Inside. I've been away too long, way too long. Now I'm home again long after I had done what I'd done. What's become of them? I thought their souls were gone. Something's wrong. Now I need to put an end to everyone. Everyone. 2, 3, 4, 5 nights, 5 innocent lives I took before their time. It's alright, I'll be fine. Even though they died, a part of them survived. I'll make them unalive. It's alright, I'll be fine. I also like This Comes From Inside. I think, like, since that's supposed to be like the security breach song, that's like supposed to be about the blob. I guess. I think the Amalgamatronic is a significantly cooler name, though. Just gonna say. Let's see what other songs are there. What about that one? How about that one song? It's like a FNAF 4 song. It's like, is it Break My Mind or something? Also, my mom said, oh, you should make it look like he's crawling through a tunnel. Oh, he is. Just for some context, in FNAF 3, the game that this guy is from, one of the gameplay mechanics is that he can crawl through the vents that lead to your office to try and kill you. So that's what I'm depicting here. 5 nights, 5 innocent lives I Stuck before their time. Oh, what about Bonnie's Lullaby? That counts as a FNAF song, right? I like that one. How come I feel like every like classic FNAF game, like from FNAF 1 to Sister Location, has like a very iconic, well-known song. Cuz like, I mean, I don't know, was the Living Tombstone just sick that day? Oh, on the topic of Living Tombstone songs, Basics in Behavior, also a freaking awesome song. Each day I go to a school that says it likes to help with learning 1, 2, 3s. They're the keys. Basic math, very easy. In Baldi's world of fun where no one leaves till educated. Every door is locked up tight. Stay inside till we're graded. The students try their best to better their education, comprehend the material, study hard, relay every detail. Nobody wants detention, we only want attention. Even when life gets tough, oddly quarters are enough. Yeah, I really like Baldi's Basics. Like, next to FNAF, that's my favorite thing that I've seen a lot. Yeah, because Tandies do look pretty ugly and do make it seem pretty those are some artificial. Good takes, Mario and Sonic fan. Okay, I think this... hold on a second, let me do the wires. And I hate drawing, like, really thin cylindrical objects like wires and tubes and stuff. Okay, boom. There. Got good old Spring Boy. He's coming back like he always does. All right, let's see. Let me just merge these down real quick. Yeah, I think that looks really cool and scary. I really like that. Maybe I should like use that for promo art for my FNAF game. I mean, that'd be a little bit misleading because Springtrap wouldn't be in there that much. Okay, let's try a raptor. Not the dinosaur, not the car. Let's see, I'm looking for like a good. Let me try Pinterest. Sometimes Pinterest can be a lot better for reference images than Google. And sometimes not, because it like never gives you like actual real images. It just gives you stuff that other people have drawn. Actually, this one's pretty cool. I kind of don't like that it's not showing the arms though. Ooh, this one. Let's go for this one. Okay, let's see what we could do with this. Okay, let's see. So, first thing I'm noticing is that it has this like very like long pointy head, like that, and like a lot of and like these feathers that just like stick out backwards and like come off as kind of spiky. And then it has like this like big like crevice for its eye. Could do something fun with that. Have like the dinosaur eye in there, yeah. And then You know what? Whenever I draw, like, dinosaurs, it always reminds me of Spore. Any of you guys remember Spore? I fucking love Spore. I recently rediscovered how to mod that game. I haven't been playing around with it a lot, though. Maybe I should. hey, maybe I should do a stream where I just, like, make weird stuff in Spore. Would you guys watch that? That sounds fun. Let's see, can we get, like, a more interesting organization of shapes than this? Because this is just kind of like... You know, this kind of looks like, I'm not sure what it looks like. Maybe do it where it's like, I know. Take, like, that concept of, like, the feathers in the back of the head. Make it like almost like an afro type thing. Ooh, and then have, like, the... Ooh, what if he doesn't even have, like, an openable mouth? His face is just... He's just pointy like this. Oh, and then he has, like, the like, weird-looking eyes I gave him. Okay, let's see, Ooh, that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. Yeah, this kind of... And then he has, like, a really long neck. Okay, let's try drawing more of the body than that. I kind of like that look. He looks like a paintbrush. Who's that one animator who's, like, made multiple animated films and... No new comments yet. Okay, let's shoot. So it's like... So there's, like, the main tube for the body. And he's got, like, big bird legs. And of course he has, like, those, like... One talon sticks up like that, and then one leg goes like that. Dang, I didn't make the body long. I made the leg too big. I always make the legs too big whenever I'm drawing dinosaurs. And then he has, like, this really long, like, feather tail. Ooh, maybe we could, like, do something where, like, the silhouette of the tail is similar to the silhouette of the, of the head. I like dinosaurs a lot. I was like, you know, it's like one of those things where, like, I don't interact with it that much, but then I do. And I forgot how much I really like it a lot. You guys ever, like, get this thing where, like, when you really like something and then you interact with it a lot, it sort of loses its magic a little bit? Like, when you don't interact with something very much and, like, you come back to it after, like, a really long time of not interacting with it, and it's like it's like the best thing ever now. But, like, the thing is, if I like dinosaurs that much, why don't I ever draw them? This is, like, the first time in a hot minute that I've drawn dinosaurs. I don't know what psychological thing is going on there. I don't know why. I thought of the Lego movie for some reason. You guys remember when that movie came out? I love that movie. That's like one of those Gen Z movies that are actually good. Okay, so this is just because this may be like just because just because of like the hair thing kind of looking like a ponytail, but I don't know why I kind of feel like this is a female dinosaur. You know? So there, I'm giving her some eyelashes. Okay, that's kind of fun. I see the vision. Jeez, it's gonna be a little bit awkward how to trying to like put the arms in the right spot. Or I guess the wings. Do they still count as wings if you can't fly with them? I mean, like, I guess an ostrich can't fly with its wings, but they're still wings. Like, they actively try to have as many tangents as possible. M&S fan, they made M&S fan is gonna go have dinner. I envy you, M&S fan. I hunger deeply. Let's see, how long have I been going for? A couple hours. Okay, I'm just gonna be lazy and just draw the wings like that, and the cool like raptor talons. Gonna go like. Man, can you guys believe that they're making another Minions movie? They're making another Minions movie, and it looks really gimmicky, and like it'll be exactly the same as the last couple of as like the last two Minion movies. But Illumination is like big companies like that. They're going to milk that absolutely dry. They're gonna milk that drier than Utah in July, is what they're gonna do. Tell you what, they're gonna. I want to know, what did you guys think of the Mario movie? The Mario Galaxy movie specifically, is what I mean. Should I give her a mouth? Her having a mouth does look kind of funny, honestly. That's kind of funny. Or like an Angry Birds movie. But I like her. She looks fun. I should name her. What should we name her, guys?
We're waiting every night to find a room and invite newcomers to play. Years we've been all alone, been forced to be still and play. The same songs we've known since that day, and the imposter took our lives away. Now we're stuck here to decay. You know, I kind of realized I think I just like animals in general, honestly. I should draw more animal characters. Like more like super duper hyper stylized animal characters. That's like, if I'm being honest, that's one of my favorite things to draw, but I guess I don't draw it all too often. Or I don't know, maybe I do and I just lack self-awareness. They made that one movie, Wolf
Birdie.
Walkers.
Oh, that's a cute name.
I could see her being named Birdie. It'd be kind of funny if she just had like something like that. I don't know. Is it offensive? Where do those names come from? Actually, I'm curious now. I'm curious, so I need to find some sort of archive where I can find the information I'm curious about. Where does the name Olga come from? I don't want to read the AI overview. Pro tip: if you don't want the AI overview, you can type minus AI after what you searched, and it'll not have it. Olga is a Russian girl's name of Old Norse origin. This traditional name means blessed and holy. Okay, I guess it wouldn't really make sense for a raptor, would it? I would name her June, but I already have. What color should she be? Let's see. Let's try some color combinations. This one is like red and gray. I don't know how realistic that is. I saw the Jurassic Park logo on the corner of it, so I don't know if it's scientifically accurate. Maybe she's like red and yellow. She just looked like Kazooie from Banjo-Kazooie. Or maybe she's like cyan, like some shade of green. And it looks kind of nice, but I don't know if that really fits with the vibe of the design. I think it needs like a harsher, warmer color scheme. Ooh, maybe like something like some kind of purple with like some kind of purple with orange would be kind of fun. It'd look kind of fun, and maybe as like a mid-tone we can like put some magenta in there. Maybe that's too like oversaturated. How about like okay, what about like a dark green, and then she has like some yellow accents, maybe. Okay, I'm thinking maybe like a kind of like a darker gray, and then like more vibrant, a more vibrant reddish orange. Okay, drawing a masculine, the American, the Japanese thinks we are type of character. He had such an absolutely like, and then he became like an anthropomorphized, and then he became like a much more thought out superhero type character. Ooh, I should draw an Ankylosaur next. Ankylosaurs are super cool. No, get out of here, Amazon. I just wanted to look at the picture. Let's see. My mom suggested My mom suggested naming her Cassie or Lizzie. I like the name Cassie. I could see her being named Cassie. Her is that would this be considered a snout or a beak? I don't really want to name her Birdie because like she's not a bird, she's a raptor. Cassie, I kind of like that name. Yeah, Cassie. I think maybe I should go with the name Cassie. I also kind of want to name her Skylar. I feel like that would also fit. Ooh, hold on. I know what she should be named. She should be named Cassie, but it's spelled with a K. Cassie. I like that. Okay, back to her colors. Okay, maybe let's actually try coloring her. Ooh, hold on, I got an idea. Maybe we could do like a gradient thing with her like feathered part. And then, like, her feathers are mostly this, it's more orangey color. That's very vibrant. Let's maybe tone that down a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I really like very bright, vibrant colors. In fact, actually, that's one of the one of the reasons why I prefer the N64 version of Mario 64 to Mario 64 DS. I didn't notice it at first when I was a kid, but the DS version is like the color scheme of everything is so much like more desaturated than the N64 version. I mean, it still looks good. It's just, I don't know. It's just not as visually striking to me. For some reason, I just really like very like vibrant colors. And then maybe we can use that like more vibrant color for like some highlights or something. For some from like a tertiary color is what it's called. I do want to use the yellow for her eye. There we go. It'd be fun if like the feathers on her like big like hair like feather puff things were colored a more vibrant hue of this orangey color. Ooh. Actually, that looks really nice. I actually really like this. Okay, I don't want to make her color palette too complex, but I'm just thinking. Also, here, let's change this orange a little bit to be just a bit brighter. Yeah, that looks nice. Thinking let's... Oh, actually, hold on, does this... Oh, that also looks kind of nice too, I guess, but... I guess maybe the orange could be a little less. Yeah, to make it contrast with the red a bit more. Ooh. Actually, yeah, I like that more. I like that more. Then I want to try something. I don't know why, but I think like the detail on like animal characters that like have hair or feathers or something having like a lighter patch like going down their stomach. I don't know why I always like that design. And dang, actually that does look nice on her. Okay. Cool. Yeah, well, I guess maybe I should keep those like colors around for, you know, no, the sake of knowing what the process was. It's a history thing. There, and then I'm gonna put her color palette over here. Cool. What the? Hold on, still no new comments. Still no new comments. Still no new comments. Still no new comments. Alright. Okay, I think I'm gonna get maybe one more drawing in before wrapping this up. So I want to know, does anybody watching have any suggestions for what I could draw? Still no new comments. Alright. Okay, I think I'm gonna get maybe one more drawing in before wrapping this up. So I want to know, does anybody watching have any suggestions for what I could draw? Still no new comments. Alright. Okay, I think I'm gonna get maybe one more drawing in before wrapping this up. So I want to know, does anybody watching? Oh dang! Does anybody watching have any suggestions from for what Mr. I could draw? Euphoria, asking if I had played Sonic. Yes, I have played Sonic and Mighty. I don't know. I kind of like over the top with sure, but still good game nonetheless. Still no new comments. I still haven't gotten any new suggestions. I'm gonna have to come up with something myself. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Well, get maybe one more drawing. They did suggest I draw an before. No, nobody suggested that. I thought before wrapping this up, cool to draw an Ankylosaur. So I want to know. So I don't see why I shouldn't go with that. Okay, Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus is one of my favorite dinosaurs. It's so freaking cool. What the heck? Moodang Ankylosaurus. Yeah, if they were still alive, we'd do that. No doubt about it. Let's see, what image do I want to use this reference? Probably gonna use this one. Fun fact about Ankylosaurus is, I think they might have been part of the inspiration for Bowser. Because, I mean, an Ankylosaurus is essentially just a gigantic turtle, or a gigantic tortoise. No, not my files. A gigantic tortoise with spikes on its shell. see. What do I notice about its proportions and its silhouette? It's kind of got like it's got kind of like something like this going on. That's kind of funny. But yeah, I am noticing like a very square head. I was about to say I like this aesthetic of the ankylosaur, but can it be considered an aesthetic if it's like just like a real arse animal that like actually existed, like in flesh and blood and all? Okay. He's got like big eyebrows. I mean, I know those aren't eyebrows, but they look like big eyebrows. Ooh, and then ooh, that's kind of scary. That's kind of cool. Okay, I'm not sure I like how far apart his eyes are. That's kind of cool though. I just said though twice. Oh my goodness, I cannot speak. I'm completely illiterate. So the head is like this. It's like square shape. It's more like a wedge, honestly. I think. Ooh, make the muzzle like more square, maybe. He looks angry. Maybe I should, like... Ooh, actually, him not having pupils is kind of cool. It, like, makes him, like, scarier, actually. Or, like... It's a little bit complex. There's a lot of shapes going on. The thing I like about Cassie's design here is that her head is kind of just like two shapes, pretty much. See if I can maybe get like the same thing going with this guy over here. Maybe I ditch the muzzle thing. Ooh, oh, hold on. Like this. That sort of, I don't know what kind of shape you would call that. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Nah, you shouldn't have a mouth. Oh, that's so much better without the mouth. Oh, you have no idea how much not having a mouth can improve a character design sometimes. Like, here, just watch this. drew this guy. Now all I have to do is take away the mouth. There, all I did was take away the mouth, and look at how much it's improved. Alright, let's see, what can I do with his body? Because I like this for the head. I think we could exaggerate some things a little bit more, like... Maybe move the eyes back a bit, make them seem a little bit smaller. Yeah, that doesn't look as good. I mean, I like this one though. This one works. Yeah, I just think if we like just moved the eye back. Okay, actually though, why is that? That helps a lot. Yeah. Yeah, there's a tip. Sometimes all you need to do is just like move one feature over a little bit, or remove one feature, or simplify things. Sometimes all it takes is changing or removing one feature to make a design work. Also, I like that armor plating on his on the top of his head. His body, it is kind of round, but I want to keep some like shape cohesion with the head though. Unless maybe Another thing I like that I think makes Cassie's design here look good is the fact that there's like shape cohesion, like the hair, this big hair thing is the same shape as her tail thing, so it's cohesive. That doesn't look good. That looks kind of dumb. Maybe if the head, if it was like a smoother... Ooh, hold on, I got an idea. I mean, that's a little bit generic, though, isn't it? No, does anybody watching... Oh, dang. Does anybody watching have any suggestions from for what Mr. I could draw? Euphoria, asking if I had played Sonic. Yes, I have played Sonic and Mighty. I don't know. Well, I guess this has gone on long enough. People aren't even watching anymore. Maybe I'll pick this up next time. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. This was a lot of fun.